Hey guys, welcome to another episode. Today I'm here with
Zaye Park. I'm a hip-hop artist, R&B artist, and producer here from Toronto based. So it's great to be here. It's winter time out here. It's a little chilly, but we got our chais and our hot chocolate here. So just warming things up and ready to get it popping.
All right, perfect. Welcome to the show. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for being here. Appreciate the opportunity of hopping in for us. First question we want to ask you is, we want to hear how you started, what your origin story is. So how did Zaye Park come to be?
Yeah, most definitely. So growing up, just going to church, and I was pretty much just engraved in the sonics and the whole atmosphere of gospel music, right? I grew up listening to a lot of gospel music, and it inspired me to maybe take music into my own hands, and I became passionate about it. I ended up going to middle school and learning how to play the trumpet. So there I was in the middle school band, and there was also a band member there that was a pretty good friend of mine, and he introduced me to FL Studio. So as you know, FL Studio is a music production software, and back then, I don't know, I think I was about 12, right? So I was extremely young, just looking at this interface and just very confused, what's going on here? How can I use this and make my own music and whatnot? So I would always research and get to know it a little bit more, and I taught myself how to produce music. There's a bunch of tutorials that I would watch on YouTube. Shout out Busyworks Beats. He's an OG. If you guys know, you know. But I would just experiment with music and sounds, and I ended up in high school now, collaborating with maybe local artists and just getting in touch with the whole process of developing a song.
Yeah.
And started writing poetry towards the end of high school, and getting to know a little bit more about myself and getting in touch with my emotions, and that's pretty much what started my musical journey, I'd say. Yeah.
Okay, like an outlet of sorts.
I would say so, yeah, definitely an outlet.
Okay, so let's talk about your music. What inspires you to sort of write? Where do the lyrics come from when you write your music?
For me, right, I take inspiration from just living everyday life, and a lot of the lyrics that I write definitely come from a personal space in my life that I believe can only be described by the person going through it. So I just believe in being authentic with whatever I'm going through. I take inspiration from just living life.
So we read an article of yours that you went to University of Guelph Humber, and then you sort of just dropped out and switched to metalworks. So what sort of inspired you to make that move and change?
Yeah. So towards the end of high school, just figuring out what I wanted to do with my career and my life, I was okay, I need to go to university. I need to get a degree, study a 4-year program, and just create some sort of stability for myself in that way. So I ended up going to Guelph Humber for media studies because I felt like that aligned best with what I wanted to do in pursuing music, because there weren't really any university music programs, because they don't teach that. It's more like a college thing, right? So I studied there for about a year and a half, and I learned, a good amount of things, right? Studying film, studying journalism, and things of that sort. Then I'm okay, music is my calling, and I felt as though I could just seek the same opportunities by not only minimizing my time spent going to school, but also learning more practical things, right? And things that can advance me within the music industry in itself, and just understanding the business aspect, right? So I ended up dropping out after reevaluating everything, and I went to study music business at Metalworks. And there, of course, I was just able to obtain a good amount of knowledge on not only the music industry, but business and very, very insightful. So yeah, I think I made the right decision.
Okay, as long as you know you made the right decision, that's what matters the most,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
And that, you feel that helped you out a lot in terms of your career, in terms of like how you sort of develop as an artist and as a producer as well?
Yeah, I believe that with the path I took, you have to work maybe a little bit harder because it's entrepreneurship and it's being someone that is more maybe optimistic towards choosing a path that is not, I guess, the norm.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit risky, but if there's no risk, there's no reward. That's how I look at things. Right?
I like that. No risk,
Yeah.
no reward.
100%.
Okay, so moving on, we were stalking your Instagram. We saw that you performed at 905 Fest out in Hamilton. Was it in Hamilton?
In Hamilton, yeah.
So, as someone that will probably never experience that because I'm not an artist, I'll probably never be on stage. Could you just walk us through what you were feeling, the thoughts and emotions that you were going through before the show and then during and after the show, and sort of like how was the overall experience like as an artist?
So we'll talk about that. It was my first ever festival performance. So totally different stage, different atmosphere. And I mean, going into it, I was pretty much just super thrilled to even get that opportunity because it's something that I don't know, I align with that. And I just like going to festivals myself, so being able to perform at one, and it's a great initiative that they have going on there at 905 Fest, really bringing the community together.
So when you were up on stage, you were like just cooling.
I was cooling.
You were nervous.
I was a little bit nervous, but when I actually got on stage and started performing, all the nerves went away. Yeah, it's where my element is, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in my element when I'm on stage. Because it's one thing to record music and write music, but when you are able to just look out into the audience and see different faces and seeing the reactions and just getting to share a special moment with people is just like, it's pretty dope.
So speaking of shows, being your first festival and hopefully many more to come, do you have any sort of pre-show rituals that you do?
Okay, so I mean, before a show, typically what I'll do is I'll just surround myself with good positive energy. I think that's important because I don't want any like sort of disruptions going on because it could just set off the whole mood either ways. But in terms of before I get on the stage, I just more so focus on my energy and all that good stuff.
Let's ask you like a little bit controversial one. Do you have any hot takes about the current state of music right now?
Okay. Well, music, holy smokes. Music right now, it's end of 2025. And I think we're missing like that new artist that's able to dominate like...
What do you mean?
The summer. Like, well, my hot take I guess would be that we didn't really have like a summer anthem in 2025. I
actually agree with that.
Yeah.
Like,
or at least in Toronto, you know? Especially in Toronto. We didn't have that, like, that song, you know? That song
people just
summer.
bumped every time, yeah. All right. As the year comes to an end, we want to know, like, what was your proudest moment of 2025?
I think that my proudest moment of 2025 was me really just pushing myself to get outside of my comfort zone a little bit and do something a little bit new, but just making sure that I'm able to bring people together as well, because as we know, there's so much more unity that can be coming out of the city in Toronto. So I think just solidifying certain, I guess, endeavors for this year, just preparing myself for the future as well, is something that I'm extremely proud about. Yeah.
And you have the right to be proud of that too. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Because not a lot of people maybe think that doing things that are a little bit, there's a lot of uncertainty in doing something. They stray away, or they think about doing something and they don't, you know, put forth that action behind the word or behind the thought. I just think that going for what you want to do is super important to leveling up your lifestyle. Super important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right.
100%.
All right, we'll switch to a fun one. We ask this question all the time. Stuck on an island. You had an iPod Nano.
Ooh.
You could have all of their projects, but you only pick 5 artists. Who's going to be in that iPod Nano?
Okay. So we have all their projects.
All the
Okay.
projects, but just
All right.
5 artists though.
Okay.
Who's your top 5?
All right. So I'm gonna give it to Miguel.
Okay.
Miguel's definitely on there. I could listen to him, on an island stranded. His whole catalog, hands down. I would also have to say, I'll also put. Dang, I gotta put Frank Ocean in there. He's like my hero. I love Frank Ocean. And then we also got number 3. Shoot. Ooh. Okay. Because now we're getting close, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to give it to. I'll put Beyonce on there.
Yeah, you can't go wrong.
Can't
with
go
Beyonce.
wrong with Beyonce. And 2 more. I'll put Jersey on there.
Okay, of course.
And then I'll do 1 more. I'll have to give it to Michael Jackson.
Solid choice.
Yeah.
I think that's a solid top 5. Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I think you'd be bumping in that island.
Yeah. I could survive without a doubt.
Yeah.
Without that.
No, good choices. Good choices.
It would help me escape and
Yeah.
get back home.
2026 or onwards, who would, unlimited budget, they would say, this person would say yes automatically. Would you love to have feature on your song?
Okay. Ooh, okay. 2026.
Or doesn't matter what year, just
I'll
down
take
the line.
Leon Thomas. Leon
Yeah?
Thomas. Yeah. I feel like he's just a super creative individual. I know he plays instruments, and he's an amazing producer. So it's a plus that he's a producer and an artist. I know that back in the day, years ago, I was tapped into his music when he would write for other artists like Ariana Grande and whatnot. So I think that just seeing his journey is pretty dope, and he's getting the recognition that he deserves right now. And I feel like just having that creative process with someone like Leon Thomas would be pretty dope. So I'd say Leon for sure.
And then last question, talk to the camera. What do you got going on in 2026? Or what can you expect from you in the near future?
All right. 2026, what you can expect from Zaye Park is definitely more music. I know it's been some time. You need more music from me, so you guys will definitely be hearing that. It's going to be a little bit different, not something that you see currently, right now in the industry. So I want to just give people something new, something fresh. And then there's also, just live performances, going to be doing shows for sure, especially in the summertime. And then you can also catch me just working with a lot of other artists in different forms, not only through music, but you might catch me on a track maybe written by me and maybe produced by me as well. But yeah, you can definitely expect a lot of newness in 2026.
All right, that's it. That's the end of it.
All right, let's get it.